dear friend, Senator Kelly Townsend, and have her share your heart. I am so glad to see you guys are fired up. Let's hear it. USA! 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 Amen to that. Thank you guys so much for your excitement, for your commitment, and to the last ladies who were just here speaking. I want to kind of build on what they said about our kids in school. Today we learned, last night actually, that one of the budget bills that's being put forward actually puts the school board as the final say in who can make mask policy for the kids. Now that was good intentions by our guys because they didn't want the supervisors making that policy or the city council or anywhere on the other levels, so they wanted to put it in the hands of the most local of the school board. But who actually has the final say and what children put on their face? Who has the final say? Parents! Parents, that's right. That is right. So, we have an amendment, hot off the press, just came into my inbox that I asked for today, stating that whatever the policy is and whoever makes the policy, parents have the right to exempt their child for no reason out of the mask mandates for their child. I also have a second amendment that I asked for, not the second amendment, we already have that. But I have a second amendment that I asked for teachers, because one of the teachers reached out to me today and said, what about teachers? What about teachers? So we asked for one for teachers as well, that teachers can have an exemption from having to wear the mask as well. So, love our teachers. We don't want people to be forced to put something over their face that creates a medical response by obstructing their oxygen, right? And also, how many of you heard of the graphene issue on the masks? Not a lot, so listen up. I'll take this opportunity to educate you guys. In our great wisdom to make PPE last longer and more waterproof, somebody came up with a brilliant idea of coating them with graphene. Now what graphene is just graphite. You men that fish know those graphite fishing poles are strong but brittle, right? Graphite shaved down to actually a one atom layer. And it looks like a honeycomb. They layer several layers of that. They roll it into a tube and they call it a carbon nanotube. They put that on the mask to make it waterproof. And guess what else is exactly like the carbon nanotubes when they go in your lung? What's that? Yell it out. Asbestos. So you're going to coat the mask. If you see your disposable mask that they hand you at the Walmart or wherever, and it looks like it might have a sheen on it and it might be waterproof, the boxes don't say whether it has the graphene or not. So just know this, that the carbon nanotubes on your mask, you put it on your face, it goes into your lungs and acts exactly like asbestos in your lungs. 20 years from now, your children are going to come out with what? Mesothelioma, a terrible, mean cancer that's incurable. So, it's up to you parents to decide what goes on the face of your child. It's a medical intervention. Somebody said today on my Twitter, well, what about dress code and spaghetti straps and all the rest? Graphene mask, or any mask for that matter, is very different from a spaghetti strap. Spaghetti straps don't have a medical action on your body. So, that's my story about the graphene. Please stand up for your rights. You must push back. You must say no. And these vaccine passports, we have to outlaw those. I have good news for you. It looks like we have our last senator who wasn't going to vote for it. They're negotiating. We may very well get the ban on the vaccine passport. Keep praying. It's you guys, the pressure that you have put on, and the emails you've sent, and the social media and the phone calls, keep it up. It's working. And finally, I gotta tell you, it's been a difficult year when it comes to election reform. I had 18 election bills, all of which died either in committee, in the government Senate committee, or over in the House I had to fight hard. I don't know if you've heard the story. I won't bore you with it. But I said, I'm not voting on anything else until the security measures are passed. And they put the bills up anyway, and I had to stay true to my word, and I had to vote no, because I said I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
So I voted no, and, and I felt like it was career-ending, but I did it anyway, because we cannot go forward in 2022 with the same rules as we had in 2020. The good news is, leadership has listened. The House leadership has had a change of heart and has done a 180. They heard my bill today in the Senate, or excuse me, in the House, a committee of the whole. They adopted my amendment. You can go online, go to my social media, and I'll put it up. You can see it. It's adopted. It's going to get voted in the House tomorrow. Come back to the Senate and final voted off to the governor. I could use your help. It's Senate Bill 1241. Email everybody and tell them to support that. And if that passes and gets signed, I can tell you that we've made a huge step towards election integrity for 2022 primary. It's gotta get done. I will do whatever it takes, even if it's career-ending, to make sure that we stop these cheaters from doing the same thing again next year. I love you guys. I'll do anything for you, anything for freedom. God bless America.